Hi there again, everybody. Welcome back to Prestige Auctions. This is episode 2 of the advertising scrapbook that we're looking through, finding some absolutely fascinating old adverts from the 1800s that somebody had taken a lot of time to stick into this old ledger scrapbook. If you haven't seen episode 1, then feel free to go and find it on our YouTube channel. It'll be there somewhere. And we're trying to show you all these different adverts from back in the day. And believe me, there's some real fascinating ones. So we left off last time looking at chocolate and things, and as we come over the page, we're straight onto another soap, Brooks soap. Of course, Victorian times when people were starting to probably take a little bit more care with their personal hygiene, so soaps were becoming a big thing, you know, and you can see this by every time you look around. There's so many soap adverts out there. So this one here is for food though, and invalids as well, whatever this one is. So Dr. Ridge's cooked food for and invalids. Anyway, interesting. And again, another Pears soap up there, Sunday morning it states there. And then this one here is for Sign of the Monkey brand. Okay, and again the writing in the ledger you can see through there. Look at this one here, interesting old advert, this one. You dirty boy, why don't you wash yourself with Vinolia soap? I can't say I've ever heard of Vinolia soap. There you go. You do see that once or twice in adverts where it's saying you dirty boy, so I wonder if that was just like a saying of the time. I'm really not sure. Anyway, so you've got 3 ladies there. I don't know what that advert is. If you do know, let us know in the comments. And this one here is the Maserati tea. Matrons who toss the cup and see the grounds of fate in grounds of tea. And I wonder if that's sort of an early people that started to read tea leaves. Could be. I'm sure it will be, actually. This one here, Jay's Disinfectant. Well, Jay's, of course, went on to be a big household name. And this there they are back in the early times making their disinfectants. Again, as people were starting to get a lot cleaner. As we look at this one here, surprise for Barnum, not quite sure what this is about. The greatest show on earth. Well, of course, this is around the time that Barnum was out there, wasn't it? And it got there, look, Sunlight Soap Works. Again, so much stuff. I wonder what the judges are doing down there, what that one's all about. Again, do let us know if you do know. With what shall we cover the floor? And then somebody that's making carpets have got their advert out there as well. And Pears soap makes another appearance there, as they usually do. And because the Victorians were getting a lot cleaner by the looks of it. So there you go, Cocoa there, Cocoa Sar, and then Fry's Cocoa. Fry's Cocoa, of course, became a massive, massive name, as did so many of the chocolate companies back in the day, of which I'm sure we'll see some more of those yet. There you go. What's this one? Royal Surges, Setzlin, the question. Not quite sure what that one's all about. But again, answers on a postcard. And this one here, this young lady there is there with her Fry's Cocoa. Now, cocoa, again, and chocolates and things would have been quite expensive. So not everybody would have been getting chocolate. Not like these days where most of the kids seem to get it all the time. But these here, you know, it was a different time, and stuff like that was extremely expensive. There you go, adopted by John Ball. I love John Ball, and his Seabound Isle. There you go. I'm not quite sure what he's advertising there, though. Again, is it something to do with that drink in the background there? I'm not really sure. But anyway, if you do know, let us know on that one. Anyway, let's turn over the page again. What have we got this time? Well, this is a right big advert, this one. There you go. This is Kunis, something or other. Remington typewriter. So there you go. There's all sorts of stuff being advertised there. And as you come down here, Bird's custard powder. Again, Bird's went on to be a household name, and lots of people would understand that one now. Custard without eggs. There you go. This one here, Lifebuoy, saves life. And then this one here is advertising something else as well. You can see the advert, so much time and effort went into the advertising back in the day. And it would have been extremely important to these companies to get it right, to get the message out there that their items were there. When you come down here, look at this. all of this old advertising here. Horse racing, of course. Horse racing back in Victorian times was massive as well, probably even bigger than it is now, because so many people, they call it the sport of kings and so on. You've got a wine advert up there, and then here, of course, back in this time was the empire days of the United Kingdom, and you would see a lot of this in the advertising, where people from foreign lands were being used in the adverts. As you come here, cars, leather tapes, Venetian blinds. Look at that. Venetian blinds back in the day. And look at all old policeman's uniform and so on. And then this one here has got somebody for cars. That one, cars, whatever that is. There you go. Aspinall's enamel. Aspinall's enamel, the finest stuff ever invented. There you go. From the stations in India, it states there. And as you come here, Pear's soap, and then Mason's wine, something or other. Again, more interesting stuff. As we come on to the next page, if I can turn the page, that is. That one looks like it's stuck together. There we go. There you go. So again, you've got some more adverts. The secret of good complexion, which is Pear's soap again. They really tried every angle, didn't they? And Rose's lime, is that one? Lime juice cordial. So early days of cordial probably there. This one here, I'm not quite sure what that one's advertising. And then this one here is Ridge's Food, is it, or something? Anyway. Moving on, more racehorses, of course. Ogden's hands down. So Ogden, of course, Ogden was one of the names that went on to be cigarettes for sure. Were lots of cigarette cards in the name of Ogden's, and you got some ladies there. What's this one in colour up here? So Wright's gas fires. Wow, if you'd have had gas fires back in them days, you would have been probably up there with the rich. I think most people was burning coal back then. There you go, food again for this one. And then this little boy down here, what's he trying to sell you? Well, he's trying to sell you whatever that is down there as well. I'm hoping some of these adverts do maybe spring a few things where you go, I remember that. Especially if you are older, and you might remember some of these things again. Sort of the colonial type stuff that was going on was very, very much in the papers and the adverts and things. And let's not forget, a lot of these items that were coming back to the UK were coming from overseas. So as we was out in other parts of the world, we was bringing these new delights back to the UK. Pear's soap, especially sort of spices, and of course tea as well was one, and then coffees and things. And all this stuff here was making its way back to the United Kingdom, and people would spend a lot of money, especially the wealthier people. Containing perfume, toilets and soap. There you go. Whatever that one is there. And then you've got another one there. Again, black and white ones, these. There are some older ones here for sure. What's this one advertising up here? Let's see if we can zoom in on that one a little bit. There you go. Solid block of something. Is it soap or something? And what we've got here, what are the wild waves saying? Try Beecham's pills. Well, of course, as me growing up through the 1970s and 80s, one thing that my dad always used to swear by was Beecham's powders. Would seem to take care of anything, apparently. Anyway, we've got here cars, Sadder tapes, is it? There you go. And then again, she doesn't look very happy, does she? As we come down here, varnish stain, and we've got this one here, which is some more adverts for something, and again, I don't know what that one's for. So again, if you do know, do let us know. It'd be lovely to know some of these ones. Old gold cigarettes, 3D, 3 old pennies, only 3 coppers, look, it says there. And then you've got a picture of 3 coppers for their cigarettes back in the day. As we come to this one here, we've got Pear's soap, 1789. Is that when they started? Wow. And down here, you've got more sort of just rough cutout adverts there. And what's this one here? Something to do with the parrot food and bird seeds. And then Peak cream biscuits. Wow, well, I think they would have been quite expensive back in the day. Let's just turn the advert round for you so you can see it properly. There you go. No, it's not cream, it's preen, is it? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, there you go. And you come onto this one here in the corner and writes whatever they were selling. And again, it's this book, as you can see, is kind of endless. Whoever did this book back in the day really took the care and time to do lots of things in it. And I'm sure this was, well, it was done over 20 years. So the front says, it says there, no room at the top, we are there. Okay, so whatever that is advertising. As you come down here, the Victorian dress, of course, is very easy to see in pretty much every one of the adverts. Fry's Cocoa, unless, of course, they were good at putting sort of bare babies all over the place as well. That seems to be a thing. Look, there's another one there. They'd sort of be showing off the kids' bums and stuff like that. I'm not quite sure they'd get away with that these days. Anyway, Globe Polish with a cat on there. Make that one just a little bit different. And then Ogden's Guinea Gold Cigarettes 3D. Beware of imitations. Well, of course, the cigarette market was becoming very, very big back in the day, and there was a lot of market share to be grabbed on that. So lots of people would be trying to get people to smoke their brand. Hence why you got so many cigarette cards and things. These were all being used at the time and into sort of the early 1900s, right through to the sort of 1960s. And the people were collecting them, and that would keep them brand loyal because they'd want to fill the full set of the cards. Behold, truth, nothing but the truth, whatever that one is for, Hudson's something or other. As you come down here, you've got some more adverts, again, from the 1800s. And then we turn the page again. I'm just going to scan over this one. So you've got Brooks soap, you've got some sort of more. That one's an interesting one. What's that one there? Smoke Sweet Caporal cigarettes sold everywhere. There you go. And of course, it's hard to think in it that back in the day that everyone was advertising the cigarettes, and now you're not even allowed to advertise your cigarettes. Columbia bicycles. Again, another nice, another piece, that one, and then this one here as well. The Erasmic Herb Soap, Peerless Erasmic Herb Soap, and you've got Edwards Harleen, whatever that one is there. And then as you come this way, what we got here, this one, another cordial. Now, Rose's Lime Juice Cordial. Now, they definitely, they're still on the go, I'm pretty sure they are. Pretty sure that's the sort of the posh sort of cordials, lime, and that if you go for a lager and lime in the pubs years ago, it was Roses that was on the back shelves, I'm sure it was. The Castle, the Cottage, and look, this one here, he's even wrestling a lion in his advert, so he's obviously trying to sell his stuff. Anyway, as you come here, Russian Overland Tea Company, and around here you've got John Robertson and Son. So these that's for now. When I see Robertson, I thought of Jams. Of course, that one's for the old Scotch whisky. As we come down here, Bovril makes an appearance. Well, Bovril, of course, is still around with us today, as are Coleman's mustards and things. And I'm sure they make lots of other things. And this one here is for the extract of meat and malt wine. Hovis, bread and biscuits. Of course, Hovis, a household name, even still to this day. As we come around this one, we've got Hudson's soap, and this one down here is some gentleman stood there, and I don't know again what they're advertising, so if you do know, do let us know in the comments. Parr's Life Pills, whatever they are, Aspinall's Enamel, and what do we have here? We have some smaller adverts, and I wonder what he's mardy about. Look, it looks like he's banging the counter there. And he's asking for his packet of Players cigarettes. See here you've got a clock, and that is the probably the makers of the clock. There was advertising their clocks most likely. And then here you've got lots more smaller adverts. White Rose Oil, Safely, Brilliancy and Economy. And then here, you'll never say die if you die with Maypole soap. Anyway, there you go. There's some more. What's this one here? This is the Japanese curtain. And then here you've got the household carpets as well.
Hi there again, everybody. It's question number 5. And this question number 5 today is, if you've been following the quiz that we're doing while we're on a short shutdown, then you basically got to go through all the videos that are in there that we've run while we're off, and you'll find a question hidden somewhere in each one of the videos. If you get the answer correct, just take the first letter of that answer, jumble them all up into an anagram, and we're going to tell you how many how many letters are in each of the 2 words that will make up the answer on the very last day. So today's question is a very, very easy one. This is a member of the Prestige team. Now, he works in the office on auction day to cover Lisa's break when she relieves me when I have my break at lunchtime. And he also is here for lotting up days, and he's a full-time member of the team. And if anybody knows his backstory, he used to work in a bookmaker's. What's his name? See you tomorrow for the next one.
And then down here you've got, I'm not quite sure what that one is, or that one there. Again, bear babies again. Look, you just wouldn't get away with that these days. And the Universal... embrocation, is it? Whatever that is. Melons. Can't say I've ever heard of that one as well. And good morning. Have you used pears? Well, I think most people would have done at this point because there was advertising absolutely everywhere. As we come to the next page, this one here is advertising something in somebody's shop. Look at that. Cordial again, Rosie's Cordial again, probably going on to be a big name at that point. Jacob's Oil, Conquers Pain apparently, and then Needham's Polishing Paste. And then we'll move on to the next page, and then this will be the last page before we go on to part 3, because they don't want the videos to be too long. Anyway, this one here, the Colonial and Indian Exhibition. Okay, so they were showing what they were doing around the world at the time, daily program, and it was 1 penny to get into that. The Union Jack shield at the bottom there. And this one here, Lehman's non-alcoholic wine. So probably more cordial. Anyway, Elements Embrocation, whatever that is, year by year increasing demand. They're being letting everyone know. Of course, look at this. Cadbury's. This is an early Cadbury's advert. Cadbury's Cocoa Essence. Look at that. Again, the cocoa beans were making everybody want chocolate. Anyway, thank you for watching this short YouTube video. This is part 2 of 3. And there's going to be more adverts. The last section of the advertising scrapbook from the 1800s is coming up very soon. So thank you ever so much for watching this one. If you do enjoy the content, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment maybe. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks ever so much. And we'll see you at the auction.